I don't know how I should start. I don't even know where to start.
All right, before I found Christ, like I really didn't feel like I was worth anything. Like everything I did, like I felt like everything that happens, I feel like it was always my fault.
And when I was born, I was just a happy, funny kid. I always wanted to smile, make people laugh.
It's been a long 18 years. Had a little rough spots, but found the light at the end.
I was born into a really big family, not necessarily Christian, everyone. At least what was around me wasn't really Christian, but it would seem like that in church.
It all began when I lived in Louisville, Mississippi. My house had got burnt down and I had to move to Rock Island.
I live with my mom, and I really don't have a father figure in my life, so that's been kind of hard.
I didn't really know if religion was even my thing. I just thought I'd try it out, see what it was all about. And I thought I'd test it a little bit.
My mom's dad wasn't such as the family type of guy, but he really gave us a place to live and stay.
Like, I've never had clothes that were mine. Like, all the stuff I had was burnt in my house. But every night before me, my sister, and mom went to bed, we would get on our knees and we would pray.
We did everything together. Rode bikes down the street, went to the pool, and then we started stealing.
But most of the time when I did some things, I knew it was wrong, but at one point I just stopped caring.
At the time when I was born, I had a father. I don't remember anything about him at all. I just heard that he was there.
We kept praying every night, but at that time I didn't know who or what or God or whatever he sent it for.
I was at the mall and I ended up being arrested for shoplifting. I was innocent of the shoplifting, but I was still arrested for possession of stolen property.
Then when I grew a little bit older, I just stopped going to church and started pursuing my own life, thinking everything was about me.
Every time I went, I didn't really want to go because I didn't know what it meant to be a Christian, or I didn't know anything that the pastor was talking about.
Felt like they're all having sex and out drinking and stuff, and I felt like I want to do that too. You know, I want to be cool too.
As the years went by, people continued talking stuff about me. Random people just saying stuff, people I didn't even know, saying that dude's ugly. And I never really thought I was ugly. I started hearing it so much that it really started to get to me, and that's how I really felt I was ugly on the inside and the outside.
I've been through hard times in my life. Like, I've had a lot of low points. There's not very many high times that I could think of.
Like, I would steal, I would lie, I would cheat and do anything. I can recall there was this time I stole money from my own sister's purse.
There was just abuse, physically, emotionally, everything. She just was horrible. Like, she just didn't care about it. She didn't treat us, she didn't feed us. She wasn't there with us, hardly ever.
I thought about killing myself one time, but then something inside was like, don't do it, because you're way more important than what those people are saying.
I got into sex, felt like I was the man, because wasn't a little virgin no more.
And my dad, he was an alcoholic, and I would go home to an alcoholic who would beat on my mom. I didn't like it at all. Every day, I would just go to my room, and I remember my grandma telling me that just pray to God and everything will get better. Every day I used to pray, and nothing seemed to get better.
I started partying every Friday and Saturday, lying to my parents about where I was, getting completely drunk, not knowing what I was doing.
I would always blame myself for everything. And there's been times when, like, I just felt like ending my life and not being here anymore, because I know that if I wasn't here, then things would be better for other people.
When I moved in with my mom, I was still young, but as I was growing up, I just started hating her just because her not being there. We never had like a relationship where I can go talk to her about anything. I can just look at her and she would just tell me that I was nothing. I was supposed to not be born. I just didn't know moms can do that.
And I started leading into the wrong paths. And just to make myself happier, I would take all my anger out on other people, get into fights at school, arguing, talking back, not listening to my mom.
Just one night, I thought it'd be okay for me to go out and party because I thought, what's one night gonna hurt? Well, that night, I ended up being taken advantage of sexually.
And I watched her to her face saying, no, I did not take it. She knew that I took it, but you know, she knew it, and that really hurt me.
I did all those things to make me feel better because I never really found love from home or anything. My mom, it's never really been good with her.
That night, me and my friend that was with me, we ended up getting raped, which I didn't really think. At first, it didn't come to me what happened. And then I just think I was hiding it from myself because I didn't want to realize what was happening.
At this point in my life, I didn't really have any faith. I didn't care. I didn't care for God at all.
I think I just kept on losing pieces of me, and I just thought I would never get them back.
It took the one worst thing that could have happened to me to completely realize that I needed to give my life to Christ.
Even though I was clowning around trying not to listen, I know I could still hear the words from Chris's mouth telling us stories about the stuff that he went through. And it just related to me a lot of all the anger that built up into me, all the anger that he had also, and his stories and the sadness. And I also felt it. And it just made me so sad inside that I did all this stuff.
I'm gonna keep on that track because I think Christ is always trying to talk to me. I think he's always there trying to get through to me. I feel like that I'm one of his ones, that he wants to make it.
I want to share God's love to other people because there's a lot of people who's like me who think that nobody cares about them and that God's not there.
And I thought me coming, and I thought I was doing somebody else a favor. Like, I thought I was helping them. And what I didn't realize the whole time was that they were the one that was helping me.
I really found Christ this summer before camp started, like a little bit before it, Christian friendliness. It's really helped me. It showed me a different perspective on life and everything. And
I got saved, and it just changed my whole life around. I stopped doing all the bad stuff that I used to do, stealing and all that.
I was seeing all these kids that I was a role model to, all the people who loved me, being hurt by the bad choices I was making by drinking and partying and lying. It really hit home, and so I dropped all of it. I dropped all of it for God.
I don't steal no more, I don't cheat no more, don't lie no more. You know, I've repented, I've asked God to forgive me for my sins.
But is Christ there to come back and save me every time? Every time I feel like something bad's going to happen, he's always there to back me up.
That made me realize that I needed God more than I thought. And it just showed me all the things that I can do and everything that I can be. And it just inspired me.
I decided there's no more falling through. It's not just a phase, faith. It's my life. And ever since then, I've completely given my life to Christ.